Here is the 2024 BMW 540i xDrive in Alpine White Metallic over veganized burgundy interior. The 5th gen gets a refresh. Not only a refresh, but when you're going from 530 to 540, it's going to change the configuration. That's going to be a B48 to the B58. Increasing horsepower on both engines this year. We're getting 40 horsepower more, 67 pound-feet of torque more. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I'm going to compare this against the rivals. Some pros and cons. The problem that I have with the 5 Series, and we're going to start off with the front refresh. It's going to be a little bit more boxy and elegant. It's still going to have a long profile, and a lot of that is because we've increased over 3 inches of length. It's a little bit wider. The kidney grille gets the box look. It's illuminated. It's an active grille shutter. It works into the reworked LED headlights, daytime runnings. Going into the lower, we get the M Sport aesthetics, because we have the M Pro package and we have the M Professional package, which is going to basically combine the styling of an M without getting it underneath the hood, which houses the 3.0 liter BMW twin power turbo inline 6-cylinder. We have 375 horsepower this year with 398 pound-feet of torque paired to an 8-speed Steptronic automatic transmission, achieving 26 mpgs for the city and 33 mpgs for the highway with 6.1 inches of clearance, which is better than Mercedes, Audi, Genesis, anybody that it competes with. It's basically a miniature 7 Series with performance, because it's going to reach 60 at 4.4 seconds. When you're thinking about the 530i, that's over a second quicker. Same top speed though, 130 to 155 miles per hour. We got 21-inch bi-colored alloy wheels with the red brake calipers housing 4 pistons in the front, a single floating caliper in the rear. The gloss black elements highlight the lower skirt and around all the window trims with the new 5 badging behind the rear door pocket. LED turn signals will be integrated into the power folding side view mirrors. Now going into competition like Mercedes, that's going to have the same horsepower and torque, the same 0 to 60. The same thing with Audi, except you're going to have a lot more horsepower because you're getting over 440 horsepower underneath there, but the same 0 to 60. So at the end of the day, when you're thinking pricing, this is going to slot underneath it, where those are going to tack at least another $5,000 to $10,000 to have something similar price to the example we're showing. Going against Genesis, that's going to be one of the slower variants compared to all 3. Even with all the performance in mind, we have gained over 250 pound curb weight with a weight distribution at 54.3, 45.7. The rear gets LED taillights, and yet again the gloss black elements is going to highlight the trunk lid spoiler, and the lower with the diffuser, and you're going to exhaust outlet look, front and rear parking sensors with the 360-degree reverse camera. Now I know you're probably thinking, well, this is not all derived for performance. It kind of is. When you go from a 530i to a 540i, one reason why you tick the box is because you're wanting it to go a little bit faster and you're not getting a full-blown M. And that's what you're getting with this example. Power liftgate going into 18.4 cubic feet of storage. It does sit up and you got a little bit of a lip here, but it is easy load because of the flat floor with a couple of cubbies on the side, bag holders right next to it. Now underneath the floor gets a spare tire with some more storage. Split fold the rear bench in the back. At the 60-40 split or a 40-20-40 split, that's going to increase the cargo to this sedan. But we need to go inside, start it up so you can hear that exhaust note. 14-way power seat adjustment for the front, heated front seats, manual cushion extensions, memory for the driver. Headroom and leg room. The 5 Series has gained over 3 inches, so it's going to be a little bit longer with a leg room. You get the wood inlays, ambient lighting that's going to surround the dashboard, looking like a mini 7 Series. And I like how it has kind of a heartbeat. If you could see it, it's going slowly in and out. The screen configuration is derived with one curved panel. So you get the 14.9-inch touch screen with gesture control, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, that is wireless, Amazon Alexa, streaming Bluetooth audio, Sirius XM, Put it into reverse. We get a reverse camera with full trajectory for the front and the rear. Change into the more, just like all BMWs. We're gonna go into the 360 so you can see the gesture. And you can touch here to go all around the vehicle. And you can also use the iDrive to go around as well. Click back into the more, and you have the car wash view, which shows the trajectory for the front, so it makes it easy. You don't want to scratch these upgraded wheels. The climate control is now digital, so you can turn on and off the vents like this, and this will rotate them up and down, left to right, with a wireless charging pad and the key fob for the 540i. USB ports are going to be right in front of the cup holders, and this kind of comes outwards with the glass controls. It's going to be soft to touch, opens up into a medium-sized storage pocket with a 12-volt and the BMW digital key. Heads-up display, auto-dimming rear-view mirror with a large pano moonroof, and we have the Sky Lounge, which means you'll have all LED lighting around it. And it opens up from back to front just like the 7 Series. Door panel and dashboard configured together, and I like how it just keeps kind of a sporty element with the gloss black that polishes in. It's going to be soft to touch where it needs to be, otherwise it's going to be more of that everyday materials with a medium-sized storage pocket, and now we have integrated a camera that is in the interior of the vehicle. When you go through the BMW app, you can see everything inside. For the back seats headroom, more than enough. The same thing with the leg room, so if you are thinking about the 7, you might want to look at the 5. You have a USB with a connector here, 2 more USB air vents in the center with a storage pocket, cup holders with an armrest. The door is not going to have power sunshades. It's going to be manual for both sides here, and the door is going to have the same materials found in the front, except the storage pocket is about half the size of the front. Sliding to the center, the floor is definitely not flat. The rails are pushed up enough though, and you have enough feet space. The same thing with butt, leg, and shoulder space. You're not really having to share too much. And then headroom, it's actually good for somebody that's 6'3". We got the boost and gauge, 4.40 to 60. Let's rock and roll. A near 50-50 weight distribution. It's fast. It's a bit boaty. But adding over 250-pound curb weight does help a little bit with the lift for the front, because it will lift up. We're over 3 inches longer than the prior gen. Still have some fun with it though. Now we're gonna really see that 0 to 60 at a stop point. Here we go. Exhaust note filters in. Road noise, pretty quiet. The A-pillars are a bit chunky, but it's still visible to take some of the bins. And the exit. She's quick and precise. It's not as athletic as the prior gen, I would say, only because of the way the extra length does help lift it up a little bit. The extra weight does help lower it a little bit, but it's still going to be a little bit boaty, but you're still going to get the dynamic ride over the 530i. I like that we're getting a lot of 7 Series components inside, but they don't make it as plush as the 7 Series, which is going to take me to some pros and cons after we go through this. And the pros will start off with how comfortable the drive is. The cons is it's not as sealed up as a 7 Series, and I understand the pricing should be some difference in the vehicle, but I'm expecting it to be a lot more quiet than a 3 Series, and I'm getting similarities coming inside. It doesn't feel like it has any lag on your day in and day out use. I like that we have the aesthetic styling of the 7, but then we don't have the aluminum inlays for the door pocket. The center did a good job giving a his and her area for the smartphone configuration. Plus you got the wireless charger and USB ports right there next to the cup holders. Soft materials is good, but then they do put some harder materials or plastic aesthetics where it shouldn't be. The technology is good, but I am finding that this vehicle is trying to put me into reverse, and I don't want to go into reverse. Which takes me to the problem that I have with the 5 Series is the technology can be just a little bit overwhelming. There's a lot of configuration in the infotainment screen, and the fact that it literally just put me into reverse because of the voice recognition, thinking that I want to do a reverse parking and I'm in the middle of an intersection. So it does need to be polished up a little bit. Plus, it's going to have harder materials. You're not getting leather wrapped seats, and when you're starting to hover near $80,000, I was just a little nervous to make sure that it went back into drive because I had to change the configuration. I like that we get the AR for the gauge cluster. I like the driving to it. It is very butter smooth, and you feel like you're sitting higher up than the prior gen as well. So it's not like you're sitting downwards. It feels a little bit more luxury with sport afterwards, which I'm all right with that because in the same category, I'm wanting more of that executive drive with performance attached. Some other cons is the way the pano operates. It opens up from the back to the front, and it's not really a moonroof for the front occupants because I'm tall and the seat's back a little bit. I'm at the beginning of the pano. So it doesn't really work out too well for me. It's really derived just for the back seat occupants. Styling, I think they did a great job. Giving us increase in length, another good job. Plus we're getting power because we have increased in weight. So it kind of takes care of that. But because it's a 5, I would like to see soft closed doors standard. Ventilated seats. I can understand for massage seats. But when I'm thinking 5 to 7, I want some components that's going to be more than the 3 Series to push me to the 5 Series. And yet, I don't want to go full 7. So I think they did a good job with balancing it, but you still have to option quite a bit of features. Going against rivals, the slot that it fits in is actually really good in the sense of value because you are getting some savings, and dynamically speaking, it is better with a near 50-50 weight distribution, so you can have some fun with this vehicle. We have it in comfort. Let's see the difference. And now we're going to slow it down so you can see if there's any lag in it. It's going to have a little hesitation, but the 48-volt mild hybrid technology really helps. Plus, this is an inline 6 twin-scroll turbocharged engine, so you do have efficiency for power plus luxury. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like, and I'd like to thank BMW of Wesley Chapel for giving us this 2024 BMW 540i xDrive for our car review.